Welcome to yet another video. It's Alvin's Event. In this video, we're going to be talking about, in the case that you have a machine that is old and maybe the motherboards are not in supply anymore, and now you want to convert it to a newer system that you can find parts for. So this was an old model machine. If you can come close here, you're going to see now that we had double heads. These were L805 print heads, which are very hard to find lately and actually more expensive. And it was a double head. We are going to be converting this into an XP600 single head machine. So as you can see, we've already taken out the station here, and we've mounted another station, which is for a single head machine now. So this is an XP600 lift station, and this is the cap that we've put. We have also worked on here, where we've taken the old motherboards that were there. This was the main board, then this was the headboard, which were actually here and supplying the head. And these are all going to be taken out, and we're going to rewire everything as we now put the new system for the XP600 here. So stay tuned, we're going to be explaining a bit more in detail, and yeah. Okay, so you've seen a time lapse, and it was for what, a minute, 2 minutes, which is going to make you think that it only takes about, a couple of minutes to do this. Ideally, you can do this in a day if you have all the parts that are necessary. We took about 3 days to finish everything, given that some of the parts we did not have, so we had to source around and get it. Now, with everything being done, I'm just going to show you everything that we had to change. Keep in mind, this video is not a fully detailed description. It's just showing you the possibilities of what you could do. It shows you what to do, but the how to, you'd have to subscribe to our course and you can be able to learn everything. It's just a course for about 6,000 Rands, and you'll be able to know what to do, all the wiring. You even get PDFs and support after that, even if you need to call us. Now let me show you. Let's start with the front here. This is the capping station that you can see. The previous capping station was like this, and instead of doing a lot more welding, we simply took the previous capping station and we changed it from the L805 head it was at into basically what we call an XP600 station, as you can see with this cap that we've put here. We've made this machine compatible in the case that you want to take 2 printer heads. You will be able to do that, as you can see. However, we've only installed 1 head plate for us to be able to only put 1 head for now, but if you do want to change it to 2 heads, you are well able to, because the station is ready for that. So it's equipped for 2 heads, but you can run on 1 head. So the first thing is the capping station. As you can see, it's going up and down. This is called a lift capping station, ready for 2 print heads, but only has 1 for now. From there, you can see this is the head base plate. In the last video, you had seen that this was done. This is nothing more than simply welding this and making sure that it can sit about 3 millimeters on top of the printing area. That's basically it, which is your bed. Coming back, you've seen that we've ran new pipes. These are clear pipes, and because we're running an XP600 head, all we need are 4 pipes, one for black, another one for yellow, and there's bridged connectors for magenta and cyan. Right. Now, and on preparing a machine before the sale, we never run ink. We only run ink once the client purchases the machine. From here, I'm just going to put the dampers back in. There we go. And we come to the next thing, which is the screen. We basically took out the screen that was there because the screen corresponds to the board system that you have. You actually plug this into the motherboard. Now, we've put a screen for the Senyan system. And if you check at the back, you will see that there is the black panel we put in the front, and then there is a green screen that we put inside there. The camera is just going to zoom in. And as you can see there, that is the screen that we've put, which goes hand in hand with the vinyl pasting, which we've put at the front. You will notice that we have two pumps going on here, simply because if the client decides to run two heads, then they can use the other pump for the other head. But ideally, as long as we're running one head, we'll only be using one pump, which is why you see that only one pump is what we'll be running. But for now, we have the functionality of both. Right, moving from this, see that the screen goes all the way to where all the magic happens, which is the motherboard, ladies and gentlemen. On the motherboard, you have a few things. You have the screen, you have the network cable which connects to the computer. This white ribbon you see here comes from the carriage board, which is the headboard on top, and a few other motor connections. That's why you see all this wiring here. Again, if you get our course, you'll be able to understand how to do all of this wiring and what each and every of these wires mean, and you can be able to do your own machine rebuilds. Behind it, we've put 4 tanks. We just cleaned the ones that were there, and on top of it, we've put these filters so that the ink, when it comes from the tank, is able to be filtered before it goes to the dampers, then to the head. This extra tank you see here is not necessarily just a spare tank, which we are going to use if ever we have to change any of these tanks. Right, so we try to keep it very minimal so that you can save costs at the same time and get a fully functional machine. All right. From there, at the back, this is where your paper fits. Of course, there's really nothing we had to do here. If we go to the front, let me show you the rest. There is what we call the heating system. Now, the heating system of a machine is a bit iffy. If you are dealing with a previously Chinese machine, say it was the same system, it was Senyan to Senyan, or it was Soft to Soft. These are just control systems that I'm talking about. If you ever into printing, you'd understand. But if you're converting from one system to the same system and you're just changing maybe the printhead type, that type of conversion doesn't need you to worry much about the heating system because it's pretty much the same. However, now because we're coming from this system, which is another different model, and putting the Senyan control system, the heating system, we really had to be careful there. This machine has a front heater, middle heater, and a back heater, which were controlled here by this module that was right here. There is a bit of wiring here, but none of that needed to really be done because from the old system it was working. Again, if you take our video and watch our course, you'll be able to understand how to do all of that wiring. Alright, but a bit of electricity would work here. So you have, for starters, if I turn this on, you can see my light comes on. From there, if I turn this on, if you can hear the noise, my suction fans have now started, which are this hose here that suck the paper down. On other systems, they would have to be connected to the board. But on this system, we have the privilege of being able to do it outside the control system. And we also have heaters, which are right here, the front and back heaters, and these are the temperature adjustment knobs. Beyond that, we've dealt with 3 motors that we've put here. Remember, what makes this a 3-axis machine is you have the X-axis, which moves the printhead. You have the Y-axis, which moves the paper forward. Then you have the Z-axis, which moves the capping station up and down. And ladies and gentlemen, that is what 3D means, right? 3 dimensions, moving in left, right, up and down. All right, now, you can come and see here, the capping station, you've seen that already. That's where the first motor is with the Z-axis, up and down. If you check here, you're going to see this motor here. This is a DC motor. Some systems will have servo motors, some systems will have stepper motors. This is for the carriage station. We call it the X motor, and this is a DC motor. There's another motor behind this, which is the motor for the paper, which moves the paper forward and back. With these being done, the machine has been rebuilt. There really isn't much to rebuild in machines. except just understanding what it does. There is no point in trying to fix something you don't understand how it works. So here's Southern Savannah. We're giving you the opportunity, as you learn through our course, to be able to do this for yourself. A very good example is a brand new machine like this would probably cost anywhere north of 60,000 Rand. But rebuilding this machine would probably cost us something maybe 20,000. So if you have an old machine and you have 20,000 to spare, you can be able to rebuild a machine. Whereas if you want to buy a brand new machine, that's up to you, but we're simply giving you your options here. Stay tuned, and if you check the description, you are going to be able to see the link for you to be able to book for any of our courses, the online one or even the physical one. Cheers.